This video covers the IGCSE Biology Objective 7.1.1 on the 2025 CAIE syllabus to describe what is meant by a balanced diet. So let's talk about what nutrients are needed in a diet. So we're talking about the 7 main nutrients: carbohydrates, protein, fat, water, vitamins, minerals, and fiber. While fiber is not exactly a nutrient, it is a necessary component of every diet. And we've already studied carbohydrate, protein, and fat as far as the biological components of those molecules. So a diet is food that animals eat daily. That's all the word means. It has nothing to do with how much you eat or whether you prevent yourself from eating certain types of foods. All it means is the foods you eat on a daily basis. So what is a balanced diet? Well, we're looking at this pie chart here and we can see it's broken up into various components. Carbohydrates, 30%. Dairy, that is, will have fat and protein in it, about 15%. Non-dairy protein, you're talking about your meat and your beans, 12%. Fats, 8%. And then fruits and vegetables, which would cover the fiber, the minerals, the vitamins, and the water, that's about 35%. So we can see the proportion of how the 7 nutrients that we just saw in the previous slide should be taken in on a maybe daily or weekly basis. So this is what we call a balanced diet. And this means that all the dietary requirements that we previously mentioned are in the correct proportions. It's not just I'm having a heap of carbohydrates and a heap of fruits and vegetables and a heap of protein, but I'm eating a certain amount of carbohydrates compared to a certain amount of fruits and vegetables in order to get the correct requirements for each of those 7 molecules. So let's talk about the energy requirements that are needed. And so if we look at this particular graph, we see that on the y-axis we have daily energy requirements, and then we have various different type of people on the x-axis. So we have a child age 8, which is a female because it's in blue. So we can compare that to a teenage female and an adult female, and we can see that depending on the age, there is a different requirement for energy. Additionally, if we look at the gender, let's say of the teenage male compared to the teenage female and the adult male to the adult female, we also can see that there is a difference in the energy requirements based on gender. And then finally, we can see that there is a slight difference between an adult female and a pregnant female, and we'll talk about why when we talk about reproduction in animals. But the third type of energy requirement that is not shown on this graph is daily activity. So you could imagine someone who is a computer programmer, for example, someone who is sedentary, not moving around very much, just sitting in front of their computer or their desk, is going to need a different amount of energy compared to a construction worker or an athlete. Someone who is using a lot of energy to do their day-to-day activities would need much more energy to replace what they have used. So the 3 factors that affect energy requirement is age, gender, and daily activity.